I'm going through my notes. Because today we're going to be talking about booktube drama or Booktok drama. Not really booktube, but you probably heard it on YouTube in the book community too. We're just going to get right into it because we don't got time to waste, and there's a lot of information to go through, which is odd considering that it's still pretty early into 2023 and people in the bookish community have been acting the up. Anyways, so I'm gonna start with the biggest thing. Can you hear my hoop earrings hitting the thing? No, I'm not gonna give it my hoop earrings. You guys, if you hear clicking, it's my hoop earrings. I'm sorry, I'm not taking them off though. But the first thing that we're gonna talk about, and probably the biggest thing because you know, is Susan coming back from the dead. So just full disclosure, I haven't read any of her books. I didn't even know about her as an author. Didn't know anything about her. Didn't even know that she had passed away in the bookish community, except for like, I remember a long time ago I saw like a TikTok about it, and I had, you know, I hit like, but I didn't really put too much thought about it because I didn't know the author. But apparently she's back from the dead. Which is wild. So the whole story is that apparently she was bullied or something. I don't even know the whole story about that. But she was bullied so much that she decided to fake her own death. Okay. And during this time of her being presumed dead, like there was a GoFundMe account that like raised money and people were grieving, and there was this Facebook community that she had built, and inside the Facebook group there would be like some updates about her work and stuff like that. And she did the whole thing. This could be like a movie type of situation. People was really out there thinking that she was 6 feet under, and to make it worse is people thought that she had died at her own hand. So there was that whole thing. So like discussion about mental health and how we got to take care of people. It was a whole thing, right? And then I'm gonna keep saying allegedly because I don't want to get in trouble with nobody, but she was actually in the Facebook group making updates and stuff like that under essentially like a fake account. And her daughter was helping her. So her daughter was in on it. And recently her husband came out and was like, actually, no, I was the one behind it. So she's like kind of throwing her family under the bus. It's a whole thing. I don't have much to say about it because it sounds like something from a Lifetime drama, a Lifetime movie drama, whatever. What else is there to say about it is that you probably shouldn't be out here faking your own death. That's wild. I guess the point of the discussion would be, though, is bad publicity still publicity? Because this has definitely brought her work back to life. Because just like I said, I didn't even know she was an author until I heard about this. So I didn't buy her books or anything, but I did go to see what kind of author she is. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I mean, like I said, there's not much to talk about except that just like people do some crazy things. Yeah, so if you have any information or tea about that, let me know in the comments. And while you're letting me know in the comments, please help me out by hitting the like button for this channel so that I can do my own author thing, not fake my death, but publish a book. But hitting the like button helps support my channel, which also helps support my author journey. Next thing we're going to talk about is this Romeo and Juliet racist retelling, okay? I don't even want to give the title any weight because it's not published yet. The reason why the information about this came out was because people got an art copy or a beta read copy, either one of those, and somebody put it out on TikTok about like the synopsis of it, and then they were like, what the heck is this? Turns out it's supposed to be this the idea of it is that these two people who wouldn't normally fit together, political ideology, fall in love, right? And it's supposed to be like this, oh my gosh, enemies to lovers type of situation in a contemporary world. Liberal falls in love with conservative ideology. We saw this a long time ago on Amazon where not the Purple Hearts movie. There was another book where it was like, I don't know. It was like make love great again or something crazy like that, right? Would have thought that authors learned, like, that's not the kind of enemies to lovers we want. Because first of all, just hearing some of the clips, some of the clips that have came out about it is just, it's just wild. It's wild to me that anybody would write this up and be like, this is a love story. This is plausible. Like, even in the craziest, wildest fantasy romance books that I read, never in my mind would I have been like, I'm gonna afford this a little bit of liberty as being like possible to happen. No, because basically, like, dude, super conservative, super just like any stereotype that you think that you can have about Black people and low income people and minorities and oppressed like groups, he has them. He has them, and he's vocal about it, and he's one of those weirdos who likes to play devil advocates about things that you should never be advocating for, right? And this Black woman comes into his class, only Black woman. People are starting to say some like really racist kind of things, and then he comes up and he says like, yeah, he says some off the wall stuff, and they have like a debate, and that kind of opens up their romance. Never in my life would I walk into a class, see some dudes like say some like racist ideology, and then be like, you know what, I'm gonna take him on a date, I'm gonna see what this man is about. But she did it. And what makes it even worse is that she is the author is a woman of color, not a Black woman, but a woman of color. I don't know, I don't want to assume anything, so I don't know the ethnicity or the race, but she about my skin tone. So I don't know what is happening inside of her that her and her therapist haven't dug deep enough into yet that would make her motivated enough to publish this. I am, however, going to say the fact that it's being traditionally published by Simon & Schuster. Why do you guys keep doing this? Why do these publishing companies keep doing this to us? Keep like publishing like this obviously off the wall type stuff and trying to like mask it as like they're just trying to make sure that everybody has something that they're interested in reading. Like, do the Triple K really need their own subsect of reading material? No, they don't. Okay, so that's what I got to say about that book. If you just, I don't even want to say like if you happen to get a copy of it, like hate read it. Don't even read it. Don't give it any attention. Like, stop telling these people that we are entertained by this stuff. Let's move on because we got a lot and I don't want this video to get too long. So there's people coming back to life, racist Romeo and Juliet retelling. What else? The indie author hate is popping back up. This kind of circles back around like the Booktok community every once in a while. The same with like authors being authors attacking like bad reviewers. Like, it'll cool down for a little bit and then like it'll pick back up. So like the indie author hate type of thing is basically just like Booktok, the Booktok community, and then the growth of Booktube, because Booktube kind of existed but like it didn't really have as much attention until Booktok came around. That growth is attributed to a lot of indie authors and obviously the readers who went out and found these indie authors and like started talking about it and stuff like that. So, you know, readers, I'm acknowledging you in here, readers. But yeah, that's the bulk of it, is that it's indie, it's self-published, it's not typically traditionally published authors. But what keeps happening is like these big companies keep coming in and like trying to take the marketing wave and the hype from this community built by indie authors and excluding the indie authors from it. So supposedly there's like this Booktok festival without any Booktalkers, like any, not the authors, not the readers. It was they were just like, this is mine now. So this is like the current reiteration of that. If you check out one of my previous book Booktok drama videos, you'll see that where we talked about one of the published companies, how they created this link, but you can only, they create this link where you could like recommend books and go directly to that link to click books, which would be really cool because like that feature is not available on TikTok, and that could potentially bring in a lot of revenue. But you can only link to that publishing company's books. They excluded the indie authors, which is wild. So if you want to see that, you can check out that video. I'll link it below in the comments. But that just goes to show you that they keep trying to steal this community. This community keeps pushing back and saying like, no, please don't do it. But they keep trying it, and I'm just wondering how long it's going to be until like they eventually like bog us down and kind of like steamroll over us, because there's only so much you can take against like billions and billions of dollars. But stay strong. What's next? We're just gonna keep going through it because like I said, we got a lot to go through. We talked about that, letting Coho get away with trading line. Oh, I read that directly from my notes. Colleen Hoover, how people keep letting her get away with treading the line. So a lot of discourse going on about Colleen Hoover. This isn't about if you like her writing or not, if you like her books or not, if she's a mediocre author or not. I'm gonna leave that up to you. What is up for discussion though is that like she came out recently with, I don't know if it was her directly or like whoever she's published with, anyways, but It Ends With Us now has a fun little coloring book, okay? And it's being marketed as like this romance coloring book, like when you're feeling in a romantic type of vibe type situation, let's go color from one of your favorite books. Here's the problem though, is that this book isn't supposed to be a romance, right? Because a while ago she got some heat because this book is about domestic violence. Like this woman is going through this romance, is going through this romance with this guy, and then like it's kind of revealed that like she's romanticizing this really toxic domestic, not that she's romanticizing it, but like through the lens of the book, like her trauma and stuff. It's actually a domestic abuse situation, and she finds somebody else who comes to like rescue her type of situation. But everybody was like, hey, this is awful. Like, why are we romanticizing like something so awful? Like, it almost like people are making thirst traps about the guy who was the abuser. Like, this is where that line is being like so blurred, is that, you know, it almost seems like you're making it sound like a romance story. So then like there's some circling back, like no, this was like a cautionary tale. This was like supposed to be like the voice of like people who are in this situation, how they try to survive it by like looking at it through like I can fix the situation, or like I love him, I just need to make it work type of situation. So I was like, some people were like, okay, I guess. But the problem is she gets to keep treading the line. Like there's no moment where like it's very clear or clarified that like, hey, you guys, like, this is not supposed to be a romance. This is not romantic. This partner is not romantic in any sense. This is not a love situation. This is harmful, toxic. Please stop making thirst traps of him. Please stop like saying like he's a book boyfriend. Don't add book boyfriend hashtags into the videos where you're doing reviews of him and stuff. So it's sending very mixed messages, right? Because like you can't on one hand be like, no, I'm not trying to like spread like this toxic behavior or this toxic like these toxic ideas about domestic violence, but then on the next hand release a coloring book, a fun little cute romance coloring book. So we're just gonna need some clarification. Probably just, y'all, let go of the chokehold that this book has on you. But there's that. The next thing that we're going to talk about too is, do I want to say this author's name? She's the author of the Night and Moon book. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want anybody to accuse me of bullying or anything like that. A long time ago, this book got some heat for like some problematic writing and stuff like that, some alleged plagiarism, lots of different stuff. And then the author also got some heat for her and her editor just like going out of their way to bully like bad reviews and people who were rightfully criticizing her work. Made an apology video. As it goes, actually, I did talk about this in one of my other Booktok drama videos too. Yes, I did. So that died down. That died down. I have her blog, so I didn't know what was going on. I heard through the grapevine she's still publishing, but I thought it was like one of those situations where it's like, okay, I learned my lesson. I'm gonna be less reckless and go on about my day. Apparently not. Apparently, this author allegedly upticked, took it up a notch, and started like actually stalking people who made negative reviews. So I just want to ask, like, are you guys okay? Like, are authors okay? I actually saw this funny video from what is it? Do I have it written down in here? Nina Vasquez, author, on TikTok. She made this list of things authors should not do, and she mentioned it's like it seems like a metamorphosis happens once authors get their books actually like published and out into this world. Forget completely about like how you're supposed to conduct yourself in reader spaces, right? Like, we're not going out of our way to bully reviews. We're not unless it's like something about you personally or anything like that. Like, we're not going to invade reader spaces. Just like chill out. Like, once the book is out there, reviews are for the readers, not for the authors. Like, we don't need to be out here acting crazy, but like, it's just like she said, it's like something happens where like that book gets published and authors lose it. Be out here bullying people, making attack videos, making passive aggressive videos about these reviewers and stuff like that. And it's just wild. It's just wild to me. So that's some of the bigger stories that have been happening. Again, it's only what, the 21st, 22nd, depending on when you're watching this, of January 2023, and we're off to a heavy start with the drama. So don't want this video to get too long. Thanks for sticking around. If you have any comments, thoughts, feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you guys next time.